Hey guys, Blake here with another video, and we've got another aquarium items you can find at non-aquarium stores video. So I noticed in the comments of the last video that there was a few comments saying that we should go to Spotlight. If you're not familiar what Spotlight is, think your sort of craft store. They sell a lot of materials and things that, you know, people who knit and crochet and do all those sort of crafty things, that's a mecca for them. So we went to Spotlight. I thought it was a great idea. So let's jump straight into the video with 10 aquarium items you can find at Spotlight. Let's go. Okay, so the first one that I came across when I went into Spotlight were these adhesive, they're basically shower caddies and things like that. But the good thing about us is we have plenty of shower glass all over our fish room. So you can get these sort of suction cup hooks and suction cup caddies and things, stick them direct, probably not on the front face of the glass, but you can definitely put them on the sides, and then you can store all your fish foods. You can hook on your little aquarium towels and things like that. And it's just really handy storage if you don't have any under tank storage, or if your things are all cluttered up. So if you're running out of space, it's at a premium. You can definitely get a little suction cup shower hook or caddy, and that could be really handy to have in your fish room. The next thing that took my fancy, of course, there was walls and walls and walls of towels, specifically hand towels and you know, small sort of tea towels. I'm not sure what they're called around the world, probably not tea towels, but hand towels or small towels that are used for drying your hands, much like this one right here. Obviously, a store like Spotlight, a nice craft store, is going to have a huge range of colors and sizes and all that sort of thing. And we always have half a forearm covered in duckweed or water, so we always never have enough towels in the fish room. I thought it was a no-brainer to include this in the list. Third one on the list was kind of interesting. You can actually see them right behind me, this little blue thing here, and they are EVA Foam Tiles. A lot of people use styrofoam under their fish tanks. I find that the density of styrofoam changes very inconsistently, and also it's really messy to cut. So I favor actually these EVA foam tiles. They're really cheap, they're really accessible. You can cut them easily with scissors or a razor blade, and I use them under all my tanks, and that's been sitting there for over a year now. So you know, touch wood, I think we can say that that definitely works. So I'd recommend picking up some EVA tiles. They're real handy if you need to just move tanks around or set a quick one up. So yeah, can never have too many EVA tiles around the fish room either. Another very crafty item that I thought is real handy to have in the fish room is cotton or thread. It's really handy for attaching mosses and epiphyte plants to driftwood, creating little aquascapes and doing all those sort of handy things. Even if you've got some driftwood that keeps floating up, you can cotton thread it to a piece of a rock or something like that until it's ready to sink. Super cheap and easy to come by, so I thought cotton thread is always handy to just keep in the drawer in your fish room or something like that. Next one on the list, I saw these cool caddies, and I thought this could be really handy. If you're like me, you got sort of African cichlids over here, you got some rasboras or danios there, you got some big bulky Saratoga in front of you, and you got some epistogrammas over here, and they all have slightly different diets. I thought the caddy could be really handy to sort of open up all the containers and just walk around, and rather than have to sort of go over there, collect your tropical fish food container, and then go over there, collect your extreme fish food container, and then grab your bag of Vibra Bites over here. I just thought a caddy could be something that's really handy to just sort of keep with you and walk around your fish room if you're crazy enough to have as many fish tanks as I am. Next one on the list I thought is really handy to have as well is acrylic paint. Of course, for painting the background of tanks, I wouldn't recommend putting it inside your tank. It's not going to really do too much harm to your fish because it is acrylic, and there are tanks out there that are made of acrylic, but what happens is it just sort of peels off and can damage your filters and things like that. Fish can chew it up and stuff, and it's just generally not a good time. So I just keep it to the back of your aquarium, but it's a really easy aquarium background to apply. And also, if you change your mind later, it comes off pretty easy as well if you just scrape it off. And yeah, generally I just thought it's pretty cheap, and you never know when you might want to black out your background. And I definitely lean towards a lot more of tank backgrounds these days than I used to. I did also see some adhesives, which are always great to have. So basically what we're looking for is cyanoacrylate as the active ingredient, and that's how you know your super glue is going to be fine, but most of them generally are. Super glue and spray adhesive is pretty good. If you have a broken ornament or something like that, or once again, attaching things to rocks and all that good stuff, you never know when you're going to need some super glue in your fish room, so it's really good to just keep on hand. I guess along the lines of the little stationary caddy, I saw this multi-draw organizer on wheels, and I thought that could be something that would be really handy. If you're going along doing a big trim of a lot of aquariums, you could keep all your aquarium tools in all the drawers, or you could just sort of wheel it around with you, and I feel like that could be really handy just to have everything with you if you've got the room to wheel it alongside you, which I think most people should have. You could just keep everything. You could even store your food in it as well, I suppose. But if you've got jobs that require many hands, then I thought an easy to wheel drawer organizer could be something that could be a real asset to have as you're going along doing your thing. I'm very familiar with this next one. My wife actually crochets small children's toys, so we always have a big old bag of hobby fill around the house. Hobby fill, we can use it in our aquariums as a fine polishing filter, so you use it last in your canister filter or last in your hang on back filter, and it'll get all those fine particles out of the water. It's also really good, you can roll it up and coat it in super glue, and then it's good for joining together rocks and things like that maybe they're just going to be perfect if they're joined in a certain way. So it's really cheap and easy to use, and you get heaps of it, so a bag of hobby fill doesn't go too astray either. I came across these plastic decorations. I'm not exactly sure if they are fully aquarium safe. If I was gonna get them, I would delve a bit deeper, but I thought these are pretty cool because they're kind of ready-made spawning mops. So I thought they're pretty handy to have in your fish room. You could just basically plop them in the tank. They'd be really good cover for things like guppies and fish that need to run away to shelter at times. So as a ready-made spawning mop, I thought that these plastic plants would be really good. But yeah, I'd just make sure that they're 100% plastic, and make sure that there's no paint and things that are going to flake off it too easy. Kind of as an added bonus to that, I did find this acrylic yarn, which is made for actual spawning mops. So if you're like me and you actually favor making your own, it's kind of a fun little craft project to do. I thought we couldn't not talk about the acrylic yarn. Generally, I favor a sort of dark green color, but you can use any color you like. Actually play around with it, see which ones your fish prefer. I know I have seen people use red before, but I've always found dark green to be the go, and acrylic yarn, it doesn't go all rotten and stinky like wool or anything like that in your aquarium, so as long as it's 100% acrylic, you're good to go. Make yourself a little spawning mop. And last but not least, of course, we do make a mess sometimes in the fish room, so we do need some cleaning implements. I saw this rack here that had some really cheap microfiber cloth sort of wiping implements, some squeegees and all that sort of stuff. You can never have enough of them, and it really helps to sort of upkeep that regular maintenance if you have them on hand. So I like to keep a few of them around the fish room so that I actually use them. It's always good idea to have plenty of cleaning implements such as microfiber cloths and squeegees. So there you go, guys. I think that was 10 items from Spotlight. It might have been 11, but I had a lot of fun actually checking out Spotlight. I wouldn't have thought to go there necessarily for fish items, but I'm glad I did. So thanks for dropping that in as a suggestion. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm always keeping an eye on the comments, so I'll be sure to investigate a few of the other suggestions or as suggestions down in this video as well. So hopefully you liked this video, hopefully you found it to be pretty handy. If you did, it always helps me out to smash like, hit subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Other than that, I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.